Good morning, everybody. So we are out on Silver Star Mountain today, or at least soon we will be. Wasn't sure if we'd be able to get up the trailhead itself, just because at these altitudes it's still winter, and some at the lower altitudes as well. But only just started seeing some snow close to the trailhead, and then I opened my door into a slushy, snowy puddle. So definitely a yak track today, since we're about, I don't know, maybe 300 feet on the trail. And so you see, dirt, and then there's the trail, which, it's pretty light snow to start with, but it's snow. So I'm looking forward to that. Pretty good cloud cover today, so I don't really expect to see the 5 volcano kind of view today like we did a couple of years ago during wildflower season, which means I don't expect to see wildflowers. If we do, what the hell are they doing? So it's just like 3 to 4 miles each way in 2,000 feet. So this is a Lola birthday hike. Today she's not the hiking assistant. She's in charge, or...
Am I? No.
I don't know, probably not. So either way. So we'll show you views on the way. It's going to be really cool to see, instead of like summer with wildflowers, we're going to see snow from the very beginning. So it should be a pretty cool, different kind of hike for us. Yeah, and yeah, that's worth mentioning. Last time we bottomed out my car twice getting to the Silver Star / Ed's trailhead. A horrible terrain. That was strategic driving and scratched up my car and dented the casing around my catalytic converter. Those ones you come from the north. Today we went from the south, which is just such an easier approach driving wise. And then there's like another 800 feet of gain or 400 feet of gain or something like that from this direction, and it's a little bit longer, but it looks like it's a lot more geologically interesting, and given that we can't see any views anyway, this is usually, you don't have a whole lot of viewpoints until you get to the top, whereas Ed's Trail and Silver Star Trail, that's impressive the whole way. But as we can't see anything, it doesn't matter. We'll stay on the top. So either way, we're gonna get moving, and I'll just show you guys the snowy views as we go. So see you guys in a few. Very different from our northern approach, but this is just a whole different kind of beauty today. And I kept trying to record on my phone since my camera was away while it was raining, which was, ran out of video space. But just loving seeing these clouds. That is Silver Star somewhere up there. We just can't see the thing because of, well, fog banks. So it's not the same kind of scenic as the north side, but enjoying this. So I'm gonna pay attention to my footing and keep going. So just thought I'd update again, given our deepening snow levels and marks of people doing like toboggan sledding. We passed like 10 kids or something like that, with a few adults from some Boy Scout troop, and they said they got snowed out, or rained out, as things were just getting deeper and deeper. And one of them made a comment about 10 complaining kids, and so I think it was more they just weren't comfy enough to deal with it. But the snow's getting notable. We've definitely had a few, all of us have had some post-holing incidents where suddenly our feet are in fact like a foot below us. So I have no reason to turn around yet. I'm enjoying it quite a bit. I wasn't sure we'd get as much winter access as we did, but it's still raining, so I'm going to put the camera away and focus on walking and keeping a dry camera. And we will catch in with you in the views as we go. For those of you interested in it, there's some pretty cool geology around here. We're either at Pyramid Rock, I'm not actually sure without looking at the map, I'll have to, or we will be pretty soon, I think. When we were on Timberline Loop, we ran across a couple geologists doing field study, which was pretty cool. You could tell that they didn't get many questions about their profession, and I just wanted to make them just sit there and tell me about it. My wife eventually made me let them go. But while most of it's pretty snow-covered, it is gorgeous and cool from just the rocks right in front of us to that more substantial behemoth, and just the trail ahead of us. Snow's still pretty passable, but we are about to gain like 1,000 feet or more. Well, maybe just 1,000, it's really hard to tell, and I just haven't looked. So, gonna keep moving in a second. Feet are wet enough that I'm loving Darn Tough socks. If I move too little, my feet get cold, but if I'm walking, I'm good to go. So, let's keep going. Staring at snow bright enough, and it's getting unpleasant because my sunglasses are in the car, but thought I might as well show you all this gorgeous stuff. That looks like the edge of one of the summits. We still have about 2.5 miles to go. Not sure on the elevation side, but it's just nice and pleasant, really. It's really just wishing I had sunglasses, otherwise we're doing good.
Remind me of a puppy I once had named Wiggles.
By the way, for those of you who do not know, this is what happiness looks like. Happiness in an adorable little neoprene style sweater. This is one of those moments where I look up and go, where the hell's the trail? And go, oh, it's up there. I just had a few people pass us that had said that they weren't really seeing any footprints up to the summit itself, and that it was hip deep, but they weren't looking too sure-footed. And I mean, we've been going through definitely hip deep snow. It's just a matter of whether are we going to post hole every single step, or is it like a fall risk? Because if not, we're just going to keep going. I'm not too worried, but just thought I'd update as we go through, because we're getting some elevation now, which means the snow is going to get deeper. It's been very cool. I don't know how well you guys can see. I think it's coming out. But you can see all these ripples in the snow that almost look like someone else has made them. Yeah, it can't even focus on the snow. Not enough contrast, but up we go. Not sure if it's too dark for the camera, but I thought I'd try to show. We're going through these little exposed, well, we've been on an exposed ridge for a little while, but this talus you may recognize as just part of one of the Silver Star approach trails, since it is just such a rocky trail. We just have a alpine style melt stream going on, which is pretty cool. And there's some parts that, well, I just had to submerge most of my foot to get through it. Lots of granite through here, which is pretty cool. I love granite. If I had a favorite stone, favorite mineral, oh, granite. I don't know why. It's just cool, especially because it's one of the few I can recognize. But makes for nice, easy time, as I feel like we started out really slow today. So it feels good to not hoof it, but move a little bit faster than we have. We tend to be pretty slow hikers. We'll do something tall and effortful, let's say. You know, like Dog Mountain was loads of fun. Elk Mountain was nuts, as short as it was. But we're just colossally slow with them. So we just tend to kind of come to expect it. But either way, enough jibba jabba. It's a really pretty exposed ridge. Very different from going in, like, I don't know, June or whatever, a couple of years back. But very gorgeous nonetheless. Don't know if any of this is really coming out just because it's so bright. But back to the snow, so I'm gonna put my camera up and pay attention. And one last bit, I guess, is that I recently picked up a capture clip by Peak Designs, which is a piece of aircraft aluminum, super light, super strong, which For those of you who ever have used a tripod, you know the piece that screws onto your camera from the tripod, it has a little plate like that, and then a receiver that clips onto, well, really whatever you want. So at the moment, my Osprey bag, and it just, you slide it in, it stays there. So I have my neck strap around my neck, but it's not bearing any weight because it just attaches. Actually, if it'll focus at all, I have no idea. That's the body of my capture clip. And so I just push a button, pull it out, but I can jump, I could run, and it stays really in place. I even put it on my day bag and went to the zoo with a like 2-3 pound telephoto lens that's a foot long and held in place nicely. So this is something to head to the PCT with us, and it's just been so convenient instead of having a carabiner at my bag pickup strap up at my neck and a carabiner to attach to the neck strap down by my hips so that it will not dangle around too much, but I'd always managed to knock it into things. And I got this on Mass Drop for, I don't know, not a huge discount, but I think I got it for like 40 to 50 bucks instead of like 60 to 70. And I'm just damn happy with it so far. Yeah. So one more remark and then I'm gonna keep walking more directly. And I'm loving these little ponds, so to speak, puddles I guess, mixed with, we have the rising fog. It just hits a certain temperature and the wind hits and it just lifts straight up. And it's making it really look like we're in some kind of hot springs, which is cool. So onwards and upwards. Well, I'm gonna take a momentary video where I'm moving, so it's taking both feet decently. The snow next to me is up to my hip and above, which it has been for a lot of it, but the footsteps are going on and off the actual trail. Like on GPS, the trail is like, oh, not far above us, but a few. I think we're actually rejoining it now, or about to. But it's definitely a new alpine experience for us. It's one of those, we've done this kind of stuff, but this is just more so. So it's just taking our time, stamping in steps here and there, watching people that came before post hole a feet or two down into the snow. And just going through copses of trees that the functional trail of the day is going through. But we're getting pretty close. We're only a little bit more than a mile and like 500 feet or less from the summit. So we're getting there. We're definitely still at that point where it's if things get crazy, then, well, you know, it's a good training hike. And the summit itself waits because, well, it's real winter country. And we're enjoying it, but just being careful. So check in again, either shortly before the summit or while we go, never mind. If you guys are watching this shortly and you really enjoy the snow stuff, it's pretty passable, at least so far. There's definitely been some people going off on some other trails, but we are about to hit a junction. So I'm gonna put this down, check our map, and keep going. Okay, so we're not up at the summit yet, but it's getting on in time, and with these heavy dark clouds, it's gonna be dark pretty quick. So we're gonna leave this for another day because while we knew there might be snow, we weren't really prepared for 3 to 4 feet of it.
Plus.
And so, frustratingly, I'm the bullheaded one. She's not with this kind of thing. So we stopped at a crossroads where that is a trail. That pristine white is, sorry, I just switched to manual focus for some reason. And that's the way we want to go, you know, towards Lola. But either way, we're gonna head back down. We have about a mile up and 600 feet up to go, which toughness wise, this is pretty relaxing with occasional effort, but adding more altitude with this kind of snow, it'll just be another day. So I'm tempted to come back soon, but as it is, may or may not take much video down. If you guys have noticed, I don't managed to do that much, I go, they've seen it and have said things that I was going to say, and it's raining, so let's go. So, yeah. Chelsea is post-holing a bit. So, down we go. If I can find the off button.